now I'm just waiting for people to join. It's been a while since I did a live video, and so I'm just watching and waiting. This is Sunday afternoon, and I'm at work. We're at work most days. If we're not with our grandkids, then we're working, or we're at a pen show. So as I walk through this, they've changed how things look, so I'm kind of reading as I go. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guide your privacy. Okay, I think we're live. We'll find out. So here's what we've been doing. We've been doing a little bit of rearranging here in the physical store so that we can continue to adapt to our online customers as well. We're open to the public Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. Thursday, Friday, 10:30 to 5:30, and on Saturday from 10:30 to 4. And what we started doing, is keeping a lot more pens inked up for people to play with and test. It's the same thing that I do at pen shows, but I've just decided to start doing it here in the store as well. Most of the employees use fountain pens and roller balls, so you can always find something that's in our personal collection to try out, like if you're wanting to try certain inks. But this is what we've decided to keep inked up here in the store. Let's see. I'm reading and watching as I'm going through this because this is a learning curve for me. I don't get on YouTube that much anymore. Life has been lifing, right? So what we did is we set up this little system here, and again, this will be at pen shows and here in the store. So I have every nib size inked up in a TWSBI Eco, and then I have Kaweco's inked up in every nib size. And then I took a couple of Grances and a Vanishing Point and inked them up as well. And I have different inks in the pens. That way you can try out something that might work for you. So if you guys are interested, you can either find us at a show or you can come here in the store in Little Rock, Arkansas and try these pens out. So if you take like extra fine in the Kaweco versus extra fine in the TWSBI, which is a JoWo nib, you're going to find that they're writing a little bit different even on the same paper. The paper that we keep here in the store for you guys to try out, this can be either Midori or Rhodia. Somebody says open something. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Anyway, so this is the paper. This was what people were testing and trying out yesterday when they were testing out the pens. So let's take this is the extra fine and the TWSBI. And what we've done is put different inks in the different nib sizes just so people can try things out. I actually started trying to use sheens and shimmers in the fine nibs just so that people can see what it's like and why you really can't see that much as far as color goes. What we can see as far as color goes from the different nib sizes. So when you're using a dark ink this is a fountain pen, you guys. This is a fountain pen and an extra fine nib. And this particular ink is a blue-green. And so whenever you're using an extra fine nib, you're not going to see the color as well as you will whenever you are using a broad or a stub. So let's see. This is just about out of ink, but it's a really nice blue ink, and it's going to be in a stub pen. And we aren't really drawing, we're just talking about fountain pens and how they work. So an italic or a stub is going to give you, here's a thick line going up and down. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then a thin line going across. So I was never good at this as a lefty. So you can kind of, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's going to be line variation based on up and down versus sideways. Use a color wheel. Well, we keep 2,800 colors in terms of ink here in our store. We have, I think, 2,841 options right now. And we do calligraphy ink and we keep fountain pen ink. That's our specialty. So this particular nib, a traditional writing instrument, the fountain pen nib, is the stub. And so that's what I was trying to show you guys here was thick line on the up and down stroke. thin line on the cross stroke. And let me try it without you guys, so you guys can see it better. Now, it's going to come out backwards. I keep forgetting that. See how you can tell thick and thin? And you can see it right there as well. Now, if you don't know how to use a fountain pen, that's a whole separate conversation, because a fountain pen is going to be a traditional writing instrument pre-ballpoint. And a lot of you guys that use ballpoints will have trouble with fountain pens, because fountain pens allow us to hold our hand at a little more natural angle. So we have our, there we go. So your fountain pen is going to relax right here into the thumb, and this would be the way the grip should look right here. And you're going to want the nib, which is this part right here. I don't know if this is coming in clear. I hope it is. So here's the nib and the tines. So the ink is gonna, there's a little bit of the capillary action. You're gonna have this flowing down through there, and then you're gonna have the nib. And there's a lot of different brands, and in the different brands you get different effects for your writing. And let's see, here's some different artist works that have used fountain pen ink, and I have some more over in the corner as well. So sometimes people use dip pens, and some people just use it as a watercolor effect, because they're going to mix their handwriting in with a piece of art, for those who are asking. So that was what we call a stub or an italic, and it's going to give you more of an italic look if you're looking for that in your handwriting. It's not going to really be as conducive if you're wanting to actually do art. Here's a fine, and hopefully you guys can see it right there. And the way it works, there's little fins, which I think I've got turned correctly for you guys to see them. Little fins, and those little fins are what control the flow of ink. And here's the pen body right there. Here's a cap. These are like $32, and you can just put in the inks that you want. And again, they go all the way from an extra fine nib to a stub, and that's for fountain pen users. So let me take you guys over to our ink. And I'm going to flip the camera. Maybe. There we go. So this is our ink collections, and you can see we have lots of ink colors. So the way we show it is in the handwriting and then with a paintbrush, so that you can see it in both methods. This particular ink is a permanent ink. Oh, thank you. So this brand, Faber-Castell, they're known for having their inks be permanent, so those don't work as well as watercolor. And let me see. And y'all, you can see this is real life of a small family business. We have a mess because we're redecorating. But you guys can see, I hope, that this was done with a fountain pen and for a fountain pen event. This is Joey Feldman. You can find him on the internet. This was done with fountain pen ink with a watercolor. And this was done by Leigh Reyes. And she incorporated, my hand's not steady enough to show it. She incorporated handwriting along with the fountain pen ink. Blah. There is an old advertisement from the store. And this was done by Michael Soul. And he's such a talented artist. I don't know if I can hold my hand that steady. Alright. So, because I don't ever get a chance to get online, I thought, oh, maybe this will be a method. So the way we do this is, we keep all the things you see on the internet at venice1938.com. The originals are right here in these books. So you can see I picked this one, Paper Plume, Califolio, and Encre Classique. And those are all French. So you can see some of the ways they work. These are all mixable inks. So they're liquid inks and they're mixable. So you can mix these to get a new color. But you can also see some really cool colors in there. And so we have some yellows. This Cassis is like a dark purple, kind of purple gray. I actually really like this a lot. I use it in a lot of projects. So the middle swatch is always going to be done with the paintbrush. The top swatch is going to be done with a dip pen. And the reason we use a dip pen is it's just really faster to get it cleaned up and go to the next swatch. So this is one of my personal favorite brands because it is mixable and they also dry quickly. And some of us I'm left-handed, I need quick dry ink. And let's see, this is Califolio. Here's the Encre. And you can see this bright fuchsia, the Green Pain, which, you know, that's a good one for mixing. So this brand is also mixable. You can see some really bright colors. I'm a fan of this olive. I really like the muted olive and green grays. It's kind of been where I'm at in my collection right now. But then you see these blue greens, and those, I'm drawn to those as well. What about you guys? Anything you are drawn to in terms of inks? And here's the Paper Plume. They're out of New Orleans, but it is a French company. Patrick has a location there. I think he has a separate space that he makes the ink in. You can see some of the ones. He goes with New Orleans themes. Streetcar Green is a popular choice, and it's a gray-green color, if you guys can see it. And let's see. Here's empty ink bottles. So all the inks that you see, we actually make samples, or you can buy bottles. And so this is what we end up with. And a lot of the artists will come in and they'll just, like, you can fill this with alcohol or any kind of cleaning fluid and then use it to, like, for your paintbrushes or your dip pen nibs and just soak them and clean them. And of course that's a bonus if you come in the store. All different sizes and shapes. Or you can just dig a little bit of ink out of there if you're looking for something small in terms of projects. And let's see. Some of these inks, Pilot Irajuzuku, for example, they just came out with the 3 new colors, and I don't have them in the book yet, but you can still see how they work. So this is a system we came up with quite a few years ago. Maybe 7 or 8 years ago, we switched to this system where we do the handwriting with the dip pen and then take that paintbrush across the middle. And it gives you a little bit of an idea if the ink is wet or dry. If you see it really light in the corner, then you will know that it's a drier ink or a more fast drying ink. So it typically will have a higher water content, and that's how you'll get that result. Also less saturated. Yuyaki is a super popular orange in general. You can see all those options. And let's see, what else we got? Oh, Venta. Venta's a super popular ink for us. A friend of mine, her name's Lay Reyes, she's out of the Philippines. She was like, hey, I have this company, I really want you to work with them. And they were just getting started and they weren't in the U.S. yet, so we worked with them. They came into the U.S. and that was in 2018, and it became one of our more popular collections. And they still add inks every now and then. You can see that this has mica powder mixed in. It fell. This is the mica powder mixed in with a really light green. And I don't know how clear it is for you guys. I hope y'all can see it. But it does have this blue-green going on. This is a different green. And it's got a green gold mica powder. And those work best with a thicker nib or a wider feed line. So the ink doesn't get wet. So the shimmer particles don't get clogged up. And here's a different kind of category of ink, and that one would be what they call sheen. You can see it here as well. I'm taking it out so you can see it better. What do you guys think? This is sheen. So what happens is you have this really heavily saturated dye in this ink, and because it's so saturated, the ink doesn't always absorb, the dye doesn't always absorb. And so as the water evaporates, you have a little bit of crystallization going on. You get this cool effect. It does take longer to dry whenever you use these. Alrighty. So here, that's just a little bit of the mess I made. Here's the insides of the store right here. I hope that I'm not making y'all car-sick feeling. Feel free to communicate with me if you're having trouble seeing everything, or it's blurry or I'm causing you to feel nauseated. So we have different types of art papers as well as traditional stationery for letter writing. You can see our full life-size Lamy pen right there in the corner. And right now the store is shut down for Sunday. And then here is one of our fixtures of stickers. So a lot of planner folks, they like to use the stickers and mix that in with their daily projects. You can see plenty of stickers there. This is our Japanese specialty papers. So we have an entire fixture of that. And look there, you guys. So I have Stalogy. Life makes a lot of different types of paper, as does Apica. And then this is Marimon paper. Marimon also makes a lot of different types. And y'all, I wish they'd had this when I was in school. Of course, I'm an older person, but these are, I don't know if you can see it. These are plastic, so they pinch. They're not going to get hung on the wires. You know, I can't be the only one that had this happen. The wires would get hung in your sweaters in the winter. Not an issue in this case. And these come from Campus. And it's actually made for school kids in Japan. I think that's where they got the name Campus. But it is like a soft ring binder. Really cool idea. And we're in the middle of rearranging. And seasonally, we kind of try to change things up. And you see we've kind of got some pinks going on. Sort of Valentine's-y themes. This is Midori paper. And Midori makes everything from sketch paper to craft paper and cotton paper of all types. So they make notebooks, planners, loose leaf, and all the Japanese sizing. So they have sizing that goes from A7. I think this is A7, right? Yep. Here's an A7. See how tiny it is? And they have A5s. Of course, A4s. And for those who don't know, each of these divides upon itself. So this is an A7 right here, this little one. And then the next one up is A6. So it takes two A7s to equal one A6. Two A6 to equal one A5. Or if you reverse it, A4 folded in half is an A5. A5 folded in half is an A6. Because folded 6 times. A7 is folded in half of an A6. Did I say that right? Yeah. And the B system works the same way, but they start with a different size. And Midori is a very fountain pen friendly paper. And they come out of Japan. You can see all the different types. They even make a square. This is a sketch pad. And it's a cotton, but it's a square. You can see all that. And you can see the display. This is different brands of pens that we keep. And it's nice and sunny out there. I think today the high was supposed to be close to 70. We keep pens inked up in the Lamy line. Ooh, that sun. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. But there we go. And you can see all the different types of pens in the Lamy brand. And then we come along to the Pilot brand. The sun may be getting us. And these are all different price points. And I need to restock because we were busy like yesterday. So I haven't really restocked yet. And then here's Benno. And you can see me in the glass. My foot moving. And this is TWSBI. As far as we're concerned, TWSBI is hard to beat when it comes to the new users. TWSBI and Kaweco are going to be kind of two of my favorites to introduce people to. Here's the Opus 88s. They are bottle filled. They hold a lot of ink. And they're called the Japanese eyedropper. Really nice patterns and design. We're actually low on them right now. They had closed down for the Chinese New Year. And so we're waiting on, it'll be a couple more weeks before the orders come in. And they're actually made out of Taiwan. And then this is the stuff that we keep inked up. I actually have several Opuses in my personal collection that I just don't have out here right now. The Vanishing Point Pilots It's a really popular choice here at the store. You don't have to keep up with the cap, and it doesn't dry out. The ink holds up really well. And here's another Pilot. This is a Grance and the pink. Do you have any yellow ones? I do. So it depends on which yellow one you're looking for, but I have the Coloro yellow. And this one, I forgot what they call it. It's basically the same thing, but they stopped using the ebonite trim. And it's in a yellow, but I think they call it amber. Somebody's asking if I have a yellow Opus 88. And I don't know if you can see it, but that's the demo pattern. I can go around and grab it. But that yellow with gray right there, it is the demo, and it holds 4 mils of ink. And then we have, I can't think of this one. My brain quit working. But that has yellow with some color. And then this is all we have out right now, but I can dig a few out. So yeah, I have the yellow right there. And it's a really good color because you can still see through it. And if you have an account with us, on your birthday, by the way, you get a 10% off code, and you can use it towards getting that. If you haven't put in your birthday date, I'd put it in. That way you'll get that 10% off on your birthday. And so that was Van Ness 1938, which you probably knew. Let's see. You can see this is the empty area for Opus 88s because, again, they were shut down for the Chinese New Year. And I think they open back next week. And let's take a look at what else we've got. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nagasawa's. Nagasawa is a popular pen store in Japan, and they have a few retailers that they work with in the U.S., and we're one of them. So it's us and 2 others. And they do a lot of limited edition with their own logos. So this is a Sailor, but I don't know if we can get clear enough. You can go to our website and look. But they have a unique logo with the weather vane on there. Sorry, I'm going to see if I can do this. No, it's not going to let me. Doing it with my phone wasn't going to work. I was hopeful. But it is their logo on there, and it's a really cool weather vane symbol. And this is their newest limited edition. And this is one that they did, I think it's called Aqua Planets. And it was a recent one. This is a Sailor. But again, it's instead of using Sailor logo, they're known for their Kobe inks. And there's their ink, their classic ink bottle. And this comes in 6 different nib sizes. And then this one is actually a platinum from them, and it just came out as well. For those who like platinum pens, it's a really nice sparkly. And it's not common to see a platinum pen in a sparkly. So that's that. I actually am a huge planner person, and I was doing some highlighting for my January numbers, and so I just happen to have that out. And Esterbrook right there, that's what we have in stock at the moment. And we're just restocking because of Christmas, so you can see a lot of empty gaps. This is the Nagasawa stuff. And this is a mess that we made because we decided to redecorate. And we were getting out different kinds of pen cases to show people, because a lot of people, you got to have a place to store your pens, right? So you have Esterbrook's really cool pen cases that stands up, or you can tighten it. Single pen sleeve. And then this Levenger is really cool. It's a bomber jacket, super soft leather to put your supplies in. Here's a pen roll. This is just a classic pencil case, but most of us aren't using pencils, right? And another one. This is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde design. And there you go. And so this is the mess I have not finished cleaning up. You can see all the Midori extras. This is another method for carrying your pens or pencils, and it just straps on and is adjustable to the book or the binder that you're using. These are kind of handy. This is a Japanese company, the Midori, but this Bookaroo, they also make one, and you can see it, and it just holds one pen, where this has a zip around pouch. For those of us who like samples of ink or carry ink supplies around, this is kind of handy because I think it'll wipe off real easy. And more. And this is the Travelers brand paper. It's a popular type of paper, but it's a specific size. So when people say they talk about Travelers, Travelers is a more narrow paper. And they make like watercolor paper, they make card file paper and craft, and then they just use also Midori paper. So they have just different types. Here's a refill binder of theirs. You can see what's going on. Here's their smaller versions with the leather covers. Okay, y'all. You can find us at Little Rock, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. I'm trying to set this down. Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays here at the store at 5320 South Shackelford. You can shop with us online 24/7. We are, oh, nice. You can shop with us 24/7 at VanS1938.com. The 1938 is the year that we think it was started. Mike's granddad actually started doing repairs before that, but this seems to be the consensus on the year that he actually went into his own business. So that's what we went with when we created the website. And you can find a little bit more about our story. My husband and I are the third generation handling the store, and we've had plenty of family members helping out, including one of the grandsons, and it just continues on. So we're really a brick and mortar family business that's been handling fountain pens since before ballpoints, and we've adapted and adapted and adapted, and now we're adapting to the internet. And on the internet community, we're known for fountain pen ink, but locally people don't even think about that. A lot of people come in with their ballpoints or their roller balls, or they want something personalized because we do engraving. Let's see, what have I missed? I think I've covered everything. Oh yeah, if you guys are on the West Coast, I'll be teaching at the LA Pen Show February 14th, 15th, and 16th. And we're on the 14th. Not the most romantic evening that you can have, but we're going to have a gathering and we're going to hang out with some artists, and we will be doing what we call a pen mixer. So everybody can share their supplies, share what they've been using, and I'm going to bring about 20 types of paper that I've been playing with lately, so that you guys can try them out too, because I kind of went down that paper rabbit hole, and yeah, I want to share what I've learned, and then also learn from other people. So you can find us at the California Pen Show. It's held at the Redondo Beach Marriott, and you can go to their website to look it up for more details, or you can just go to our website and sign up for some of the classes that I'll be teaching. Ink and paper, intermediate, and fountain pen basics, and that will be in LA in a couple of weeks. Or Arkansas Pen Show is right here in this area, March 21st through 23rd, and I never remember the name of the hotel, so you go look it up at arkansaspenshow.com. I can tell you what exit it is. It's University exit, but if you're not from here, you're probably not going to know that. Anyway, feel free to reach out to us and let us know if there's something else you'd like to cover. I'm trying to get back into doing YouTubes, but we're still also trying to balance having a real store with having quite a bit of an online presence. Y'all, reach out to us anytime. We'll talk to you later. Bye.